Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Avernell. If it's your first time here and you haven't subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you're here and you have subscribed already, thank you so much for joining the family. Now let's get into today's video. Alright guys, so today's video is basically an informational video. I don't know if that's a word, an informative video. So I purchased a car recently, and when I was in the process of buying it, I was researching information here in Trinidad to try to find the process of purchasing a car here, and there was little to no information for me. So I basically wanted to make a video for anybody else who is in the process of or would like to buy a vehicle. They would have some type of information they can refer to. My last two videos are basically a vlog of me on the day going to get my vehicle, and the other video was basically a decorating video where I decorated my car. Alright, so I'm currently here in my car. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. I'm so grateful. So let's jump right into the video. So this process for me would have started early last year. All right. I know that I wanted to buy a vehicle at the end of the year. So I started doing a lot of research. All right. So that is step number one. Research the vehicle you would like to buy. So my search started online. I went online and looked up different types of vehicle in Trinidad that I was interested in. I looked at YouTube videos, I went to the dealership pages to see what they had and to see which vehicle I preferred. It was a difficult task narrowing down to which vehicle I wanted. So I knew I wanted a Toyota vehicle because, you know, they say Toyotas last forever. So if they already say that, I mean, that's a smart thing for me to get a Toyota. So I know that I wanted a Toyota, but I wasn't really sure if I really wanted a Toyota. All right, you know, that indecisiveness kicked in. So I shopped around, I looked online to see what were the different specs, what were the advantages and disadvantages of all the different vehicles. I also asked friends and co-workers and colleagues about their vehicles. So persons who are driving already, who best to ask about a vehicle, they know it best. So I asked questions about the gas and how it performs, the maintenance and stuff like that about the different vehicles, and that really helps a lot with my research. All right, so you can go ahead and ask your family, your friends, your co-workers about the vehicles that they drive to know which vehicle you can consider. And my final search was at the dealership itself. So my plan was to go to different dealerships to see the different vehicles. But when I went to the first dealership, which was FT Car Services, I realized it wouldn't make any sense to go to the different dealerships because they have the same vehicles that I wanted. So the guy that I spoke to at FT, Tyler, he was so thorough with the information that I didn't need to go anywhere else. All right. For me, it was basically price that would have led me to a different dealership. It was a really tough decision narrowing down which vehicle I wanted to go with until eventually I decided on the vehicle. And that leads to step two. So I didn't mention it at the start, which I should have, but my vehicle is a foreign use vehicle. I mean, the process may differ a bit for different types of vehicle, whether it's roll-on, roll-off, or showroom vehicle, or if it is you're buying it second-hand from somebody who's selling it on Pin.TT or some other known site, Trini Cars for Sale or something like that. It may differ, but I think that the steps would kind of be similar. So step two is to get your quote from the dealership. So after you get your quote, then you go to step three, which is to shop around for your car insurance. So I went to a very popular insurance provider and I thought it was a one-stop shop for me, right? However, the quote that I got was very, very disheartening. It was a really high amount, and that kind of demotivated me because I was thinking, is this the price of insurance out here? I was not willing to pay that on a yearly basis at all. it was a ridiculous price. So I was a bit disheartened, but my manager, she knew someone in insurance and he was able to give me a better quote than I would have gotten initially. So thank you to my manager and thank you to my insurance guy. Also to add, I also did defensive driving, which I didn't qualify for a reduced amount, but there are persons who do. So you can do defensive driving. I basically did defensive driving so that I can have the knowledge to be a safe driver out here on these streets. So if you're eligible to a discount with defensive driving, by all means go ahead, but I will advise, please use the information learned in defensive driving on the road. The information was very, very helpful and I use it on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, defensive driving is a really good idea. So now that you have two quotes in hand, the one from the dealership and the one from the insurance company, now you start to gather your documents, which leads me to step 4. Step number 4 is to gather your documents, and I have a list here so that I remember the documents that I would have submitted. Your bank will also tell you what are the documents you need to submit. So the documents are a job letter, a pay slip, proof of address. Now this is a utility either in your name, and if it's not in your name, then you need to provide an authorization letter and the ID of the person whose name the utility bill is in. Also the vehicle quote, insurance quote, and your BIR number. So the BIR number has to be hard copy, it cannot be soft copy, and they don't take it from your pay slip either. For me, I went into the BIR office and they printed it out for me. It was a very seamless process. Alright, so now that you have your documents in hand, the next step is to go to your bank, go to your credit union or your financial institution of choice. Alright, so I went to the bank. So I would have submitted my documents to the loan officer, and within a couple of days I got an email stating that my loan was approved and it was accompanied by an approval letter. I was also given the amount in legal fees and bank charges that I needed to pay. This is not covered in the loan. You have to pay the charges separate. So after I received that email, then I received another email where the bank told me I had to go to the dealership to pay for a valuation. And what a valuation is the process of determining a car's market value. So they're basically looking out for you, checking up on the vehicle, making sure that what the dealership is charging you is fair and the vehicle is worth that price. Right, so I did that at the dealership, and I also signed up any paperwork that they had for me. Just a note, after I submitted all of my documents to the bank, which was my payslip, my job letter and stuff like that, then the communication was basically bank to dealer. I was copied in the emails as well, but the bank was liaising with the dealer with the bank, and yeah, they were requesting stuff. The bank was requesting stuff from the dealer had to submit stuff to the bank, and I was just there watching and waiting. So next, the dealer sent the certified copy to the bank, and on the same day the bank received the certified copy, I was asked to come into the bank, or when I could come into the bank to sign up bank documents, which takes me to step 6. So you go back to the bank, you go to your insurance company, to the lawyers, and you get your disbursement. So I went back to the bank and signed up a million documents. And then they advised me that I had to go to the lawyers to sign up documents, and also to go to the insurance company to make payments. So the lawyers was located close to the bank, so I just went there quickly. And then the insurance company was a bit far, it was in Port of Spain. So thank God my sister, she was available that day and she took me there. Thank you so much again, Sissy. And we came back in the nick of time to submit those documents to the bank, and they disbursed the check. This is where we get to step 7. So my dealership wanted me to contact them and set up an appointment to come in to collect the vehicle, which I set it up for the next day. Alright, because I guess they wanted to clean it up and make it look all bright and new and shiny and stuff for me. So that was done and I went to collect my vehicle. So when I got to the dealership, I was shown the vehicle in its entirety. It tested everything, all the lights, all the horn, everything under the hood, the trunk, the tires, everything. They did a very, very thorough check, and you'll see that in the video I purchased the vehicle, and it was a very thorough process. So once all the checks were completed, I gave them the check, they gave me the keys, and the vehicle was mine. And that was the process of me purchasing a foreign used vehicle in Trinidad. I would say the process took me about a month to complete, and this is because I would have purchased my vehicle around December, which I didn't factor in that there were government places that closed for Christmas, which is like licensing and the BIR office. So it took a little longer for me because of Christmas, basically. Your process may look different than mine. You may get through faster than I did. And then there was Christmas. I was out of Trinidad, and my loans officer, she was out of the country. So, I mean, that kind of tampered with the process because, of course, the dealership had to wait until the licensing office was open, and then I had to wait until the BIR office was open to get my BIR number hard copy. So, yes, that is or was my process of getting a vehicle in Trinidad. I really, really, really hope that somebody is able to benefit from this, so they kind of understand the process better and they know exactly what they have to do when it's time to purchase their vehicle. Thank you so much, guys, for watching today's video. I hope it was very informative. If you did like today's video, please leave a like or comment down below if you have any questions. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
I know it's been a little while, but I gotta let them know. Yeah. Gotta let them know. If you ever been down, opportunity to grow.